Manuals and some papers. We went down to the car and we went over to the White House. And as we went in West Executive Drive, people pouring out of the executive office building, people running out of the White House. And I said to my driver and security guy, is there something wrong with this picture? We're driving in and everybody else is running away. So I went into the White House and someone said, you have to be briefed by Dick Clark in the Situation Room. So I went in there, talked to me for 4 or 5 minutes, and he said, you've got to go to the PEOC. I said, what's the PEOC? He said, that's the Presidential Emergency Operations Center. I said, I don't know where that is or what it is. And there was a Secret Service agent standing there. He says, I'll take you. Well, it's that bunker that's way under the White House. Some young man came in and said to the vice president, there's a plane 50 miles out coming towards D.C. So I said, Monty Belger, who's the number 2 at FAA, I said, Monty, what do you have on radar on this plane coming in? He said, well, the transponder's been turned off, so we don't know who it is, and we don't know the altitude or speed. And so I said, well, where is it? He said, well, somewhere beyond Great Falls right now. And so then the young man came in and said, it's 20 miles away. And so I'd say, well, Monty, where is this plane in relationship to the ground? And radar, it's hard to associate with a ground point, but they'd be able to tell you roughly the distance from wherever you are. But he couldn't tell you speed or altitude. And then all of a sudden, as I was talking to him, he said, oh, I lost the bogey, lost the target. I said, well, where is it? He said, well, somewhere between Roslyn and National Airport. And about that time, someone broke into the conversation. Said, Mr. Secretary, we just had a confirmation from a Arlington County police officer saying that he saw an American Airlines plane go into the Pentagon. So then I said, Monty, bring all the airplanes down. When you see one of something happen, it's an accident. When you see 2 of the same thing happening, it's a trend, something. When you see 3, it's a plan. So I said, bring all the planes down.
I wanted to focus just a moment on the Presidential Emergency Operating Center. You were there for a good part of the day. I think you were there with the Vice President. And we had that order given, I think it was by the President, that authorized the shooting down of commercial aircraft that were suspected to be controlled by terrorists. Were you there when that order was given?
No, I was not. I was made aware of it during the time that the airplane coming in to the Pentagon. There was a young man who would come in and say to the Vice President, the plane is 50 miles out. The plane is 30 miles out. And when it got down to the plane is 10 miles out, the young man also said to the Vice President, do the orders still stand? And the Vice President turned and whipped his neck around and said, of course the orders still stand. Have you heard anything to the contrary? Well, at the time I didn't know what all that meant. And
the flight you're referring to is the
flight that came into the Pentagon.
Yeah.